welcome to the Fandom Show, the podcast where we learn about fantastic fandoms by talking to our favorites about their favorites. I'm Kaya Green.
And I am Stephanie Malik.
And today we are talking about the hot new show that brings a whole new meaning to stick handling. It's Heated Rivalry.
Ooh.
I almost got myself with the joke as I was saying it, even though it's definitely not the first
and
time.
you wrote that joke.
I know. I'm awful.
Hi, first of all, Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New
Happy
Year.
2026.
We took December off, so we're coming back.
We're coming back. We are refreshed. We are revitalized.
That's right.
We are ready to rock.
Yeah, our New Year's resolution was to keep doing the same thing that we had been doing last year, and we're nailing it so
We
far.
are nailing it.
Speaking of nailing it.
Kaya, Heated Rivalry. This show, what do you know about this show? Let's get right into it.
Well, I've seen this show.
Yeah?
And partially twice, because you rewatched it as well. Sorry
Yes.
to take your thunder there.
Wow, spoiling it. Okay.
Whoa, I'm so sorry. I'm out of practice. It's been a whole month. But yeah, so I know that it's based on a book series. I don't really know whether it's titled the same. I'm sure we'll find out. And that I've seen it. That's basically what I know about it.
Yeah.
That and the internet is doing its level best to feed me every possible piece of content about Heated Rivalry because I clicked on maybe two.
Yeah, and that's where you messed up, Kaya.
Yeah,
if you didn't
no.
want to be infiltrated by it, you should never have looked.
Like, I didn't realize the algorithm was going to be so thirsty.
Yeah, I feel like it knew that we were watching it based on our Crave account, and then was like, they've watched it, so obviously they're obsessed. So here you go.
Yeah, it has a real hey, I hear you like a Heated Rivalry. Do you want more? Do you want more? Do you want to see them
everything?
talking?
Do you want
Do you want to see them eating donuts? Because they don't
Wait,
donuts.
what donut one?
I don't know. I
didn't get that
I
one.
made that up.
Dang it.
But I bet it's
would have
out
watched
there.
it.
I bet it's out there. So yeah, I feel like I have absorbed a couple more pieces of information from that, but I'm no expert by any means. Steph, what do you know about Heated Rivalry?
I mean, I've watched it through twice now. I am on the internet part of it. For the most part, I am, on the Reddits. My Instagram feed is thirsty. I have a friend who is in the show, which is cool. Someone that I was in a show with ages ago. So that's been kind of a neat thing to watch their trajectory just scoot right up. She plays Elena on the show. Her name's Nadine Baba. Shout out to Nadine. You're incredible. But seeing her suddenly be everywhere is so cool.
That's neat.
Yeah.
And we know Brandon Ash Mohammed, who also plays one of the friends.
Yeah. So it's kind of this cool thing that's slightly beside, where it's these people are going to be so friggin' famous, and it's amazing. And I want it for all of them.
It is pretty cool. I mean, I will also add shout out to Jackson Perrell, who's the DOP, who made the show look so good. I went to university with him, and I'm super proud that he's doing so well. He's so talented.
It did an incredible job.
Oh, yeah. It looks amazing. But
so, yeah, I don't know the book series at all. I know that there is a book series. They just announced, I think yesterday, that there's a 7th book coming out that you can pre-order, which is very exciting.
Good timing. Sure, that wasn't an accident.
Yeah. But other than that, I haven't read them. You can't find them right now. They're sold out everywhere, which is great. But do you know who does know a whole lot about this?
New Year, New Me? No, I do not. Who?
Fuck you. Wow. It is Kat Angus, who is a writer, comedian, and co-host of the award-winning podcast I Hate It, But I Love It, here on this very network. And that podcast is about pop culture that you love and hate simultaneously, but she is so much love on this topic. Hi, Kat. How's it going?
Hi, I'm very excited to be here.
We're so excited to have you back for another gay, smutty
I have
fandom.
found my niche. There were many years where I was like, I don't know if I have a fandom, and I just needed to open, widen my horizons.
That's
a little
right.
bit.
And
Yeah.
now you know. Now this is
This is what does
what
for
you
me.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that for you. I love it for you.
I'm as surprised as anybody when it happens.
That's true self-acceptance, is to surprise yourself,
Now, to warn any mega fans, I'm not an expert. I am not the lore keeper of Heated Rivalry.
Yes.
I probably will make some errors here, and I haven't read absolutely everything or anything like
Yes.
that. That said, the show has taken over my brain and my whole personality. My very sweet husband is enduring me, constantly telling him trivia about the show that he does not care about. I finally got to the point where I went, never mind. and he went, what? I said, it's a Heated Rivalry thing. And he was kind of proud of me that I had helped him.
oh.
He was look at you.
It's a good thing you married him before all this,
Oh,
right? He's
boy.
locked in now.
By the skin of my teeth.
No, knowing Craig, he's delighted by the whole thing. Yes. So So let's pretend
Okay.
that
pretend.
somehow a person has not heard of Heated Rivalry
Okay.
because they do not go on the internet or speak to other people that do. I
Somehow.
assume.
Somehow.
You're out there, I'm sure. Let's pretend somebody's never heard of Heated Rivalry. How would you explain it?
All right, so Heated Rivalry is a Canadian TV adaptation of one of the books from author Rachel Reed's Game Changers book series, which, as of right now, is 6, will soon be 7 books. In the books, it's the NHL, but on the show, it's MLH, Major League Hockey, I guess.
Love it. We love the knockoff names.
It's so funny to me.
And each book focuses on a different hockey player falling in gay love with somebody, but definitely exploring different types of gayness and preferences, and is very sex positive and LGBTQ positive and just really nice. But Heated Rivalry is the second one in the book, and obviously as you read through the book, characters pop up and
Yes,
everything.
of course.
Heated Rivalry, yes, there's the show, but it is my favorite because this one is 2 hockey players falling in love.
Love that.
So you get double the hockey players falling in love.
Yeah.
But because of this, and because hockey is so homophobic, they have to keep it a secret, which means there's longing.
Forbidden love.
There's forbidden love. There's
Yes.
yearning. But then it's very explicit sex. And
Yeah.
that's really what I want. I want to yearn, and then I need something to go in a hole.
Yeah.
That's what I need. And
How do we get that on a t-shirt? How do we get that on a pillow? I want that.
And these books have all of that. And the TV show, which is adapted by Jacob Tierney, who also co-created and stars on Letterkenny, which is another Canadian show that is wonderful in a very different way.
Very different way.
Very different tone.
Yes.
Yes.
He has adapted this. He wrote and I think directed all of the episodes.
He
I may
did.
be wrong
Yep.
about that. And basically, it's been a huge hit because the 2 stars of it, this is Rachel Reed, I believe, was inspired by Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin.
Yep.
And sort of created fictional versions of those people and made them fall in love. So one is the forward, I don't know hockey stuff, the main hockey guy. It's not the Montreal Canadiens in the show, it's the Montreal Metros.
Yep.
But it's basically that guy, and then the Russian forward of on the show, the Boston Bears.
Yeah.
You have Ilya Rozanov and you have Shane Hollander.
Well, on the show, it's not the Bears because they couldn't get
Oh, it wasn't the Bears. It's like the
Bears in the book.
the Bears in the book.
And I'm wearing this.
The
aren't I?
Raiders.
The Raiders. I'm wearing the T-shirt, and I
only know that because I saw a TikTok today from Jacob Tierney
About the
being like
tattoo?
about the tattoo.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
why doesn't he have the tattoo?
Yeah. Thank God. In the book, Rozanov has like a big bear tattoo on him, and thank God that didn't happen.
It might have been weird to have a bear staring at us the entire time. Hello.
But also like the stars of the show are so good. Clearly, they did a lot of work with the intimacy coordinator to
Yep.
make these these sex scenes feel real, and also carry the story and not feel gratuitous. But like what I love about the show is that even as explicit as these sex scenes are, like I said, none of it feels gratuitous.
Yeah.
It feels like it matters to the story, and it's because these. Like when they start, they're 18 years old and they don't really know what anything is about.
Yeah.
So the only way they're communicating is through the sex they have with each other. And then as they get older and mature and learn more about each other, the sex scenes are a little bit less in the show because they're learning to talk to each other.
Wow.
And my kink is just adults trying their best. So
And then stuff
and
going
then,
in a
And then
hole.
stuff going in a
something has to
hole.
go in a
And then
hole.
something eventually has to go in a hole. But that thing could be a feeling.
Oh. That could be love filling the hole.
That's right. Exactly. Beautiful. Beautifully put.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Put it on a
Gorgeous.
t-shirt. So this show premiered on November 28th.
I can't believe it hasn't even been 2 months.
It's
Like,
January 14th when we are recording this. So it has not been 2 months. And it has taken over the entire zeitgeist. Globally, this show is now popular.
Yeah.
What do you think it is about this show that makes it so addictive to people?
Oh, that is an excellent question.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
We got time. Let's
We
go.
got time.
Well, for one, Jacob Tierney talked about how when he was pitching the show to American streamers, they kept being like, well, why don't we introduce his Shane briefly dates a woman and it's like, let's introduce her in the first episode, and then he and Ilya won't kiss till the 5th episode, and just clearly like nobody getting it, and and the nature of Canadian TV, which is that we have no money and nobody really gives a shit. He kind of got to do exactly what he wanted, which was adapt the book, not 100%, but pretty closely.
Yeah.
And I think people really love just seeing like two equals fall in love and be supportive of each other.
Yeah.
And also, this is just it's a show of just sort of pure joy. Like, yes, the concept of homophobia exists in the show, but like, we don't actually see it very much. Like, they worry about it, but for the most part, everyone's very cool.
Which is
so nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. I know that's not what the world is like, but I would love to pretend that's what it's like.
It's kind of a nice function of the show in that we all are so aware, at least in Canada, because hockey culture is like kind of permeates stuff here, that hockey culture is just homophobic, period, that no specific person has to represent it in the show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the obstacle exists, but it is a environmental obstacle so that all the actual people in the show get to be nice.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. I will say that there are characters in other books that are a little more rough, but Rachel Reed does a really good job of sort of explaining like, yeah, they're shitty people, but they're not really going to have a big part in any of this. I think the worst it gets in the series, minor spoilers, is that at one point, one of the hockey players talks to like the commissioner of the NHL, who is kind of a jerk. Like that guy is clearly a jerk, but like Rachel Reed doesn't even write him saying really terrible stuff. And I'm like, I really appreciate that, and that takes some skill to like be like, this person's a terrible person, but I'm not going to make you deal with it. And I'm like, that's great.
That's not what you're here for. We're not coming to this gay hockey romp to be like, remember the real world and how it's so mean to out sports people if they happen to come out. Like,
no, I want Rosanov to rim Shane.
Which fits the definition of a thing going in a hole.
Yeah.
So there you
less
have it.
homophobia, more rimming is all I'm saying.
homosexual acts.
Yes.
Don't worry, all of these things will be on t-shirts. All of them, we promise.
Kat's coming out with her own line of t-shirts. This is actually the launch. They're all about heated rivalry, but not the way you think.
Okay, what is your origin story on this? Did you read the books before this?
No.
Okay.
Literally just opened up the Crave app one day and saw it, and I went, well, I don't like hockey, and did not turn it on. And then like just saw on the internet just being like, oh, this gay hockey show. And literally like all you have to say to me about anything is just like, have you seen this? It's kind of nuts. And I go, well, I'm going to go home and watch it right now.
I just imagine in your head, you're like, I can never answer no to that question twice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like once, fine. But after that, it's on me.
Unless it's Dune. I can't get into Dune.
It's, you know what? It's a lot of sand, my friend.
Tried.
You tried?
I really tried.
Yeah? And you know what? You tried, and that's what matters.
Yeah,
Not everything's for everyone.
That's right.
And that's a beautiful thing.
That's
There wasn't
right.
enough stuff going into holes.
No.
They even had the sandworms and everything.
I know. I was going to say that sandworm goes in a hole, I think. But I also have never seen it.
You know what? Not enough people trying their best. That's what it was. That sandworm was phoning it in, as far as I'm concerned.
It's just disappointed.
He mostly went out of the holes. You know, that's not what we're looking
That's
for.
right. In.
We want in.
That's right.
But so anyway, I turned it on, and they put out the first 2 episodes to start with, which are the most sex heavy of all the episodes.
Yeah, it comes in hard.
Yeah, and it's like you're 14 minutes in, and they are going at it. And like on a show where like you would expect them to be like, okay, and now we sort of fade out, and it's the next morning, and it's like, no, we're fading out so they can switch positions, and you can watch them do this some more.
Here we go.
And I was just like, woohoo! Like, I don't know what this thing did to my brain, but like it took over my whole personality. I hear people getting bored with me. I can't stop it. I can't stop.
That's what fandom is. It's the beauty of fandom.
It's like when I meet somebody, I'm like, "Are you watching Heated Rivalry?" And they say no. I'm flummoxed.
You walk away?
And I'm like, I don't understand what you're doing after work.
What are we supposed to talk about then? That's what is happening right now.
Are you saving it?
Yeah,
or
I know.
like for marriage?
Do you hate joy? What's happening?
Do you hate yourself? Get into it.
And how fast after you watched those first 2 episodes, like, had you read all the books by the time the next episode dropped?
I had not, but I had read 2 books by the time the next
I knew
one
it.
had dropped.
I knew it. That's so impressive. I feel like you should flex on that.
I mean, okay, Rachel Reed, excellent writer, but I will say these are pretty light reads. It's not. I'm not reading Moby Dick or
Yeah,
anything.
it's not War and Peace.
You're reading some kind of dick, though. Am I right?
Hey! But yeah, when I watched the first 2 episodes and I was like, well, I need to know what happens, and immediately bought the ebook. And then I was like, well, I need to read all of the books in this series. So I actually still have not read the first one in the series because I guess they sort of did it on the show when I saw the ending, and I was like, well, I know what happens.
Yeah.
But I read all of the other ones, and they're all very cute.
Is the first book the third episode of the show?
Yes.
Yeah, because I saw the cover and it looked like a coffee shop.
Yeah.
So the third episode of the show is basically a truncated version of the first book in the series because the end of that book affects the end of the Heated Rivalry story.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay.
Very, very interesting. Okay.
So a question about the books themselves, because obviously the show is a sexy sex. Are the books like fairly steamy? Are they are they graphic? Like
they're very graphic,
Okay.
Very steamy, very well written. Rachel Reed does a great job of exploring the different kinds of sex. Some people like it rougher. Some people want a little more romance. I don't know. Different kinds of dicks people have.
Did we talk about that?
But yeah.
I'm gentle. I don't know. I'm very sheltered. Even the first 2 episodes of the show, I was like, oh my, I hope there's some cuddling soon.
Oh, totally. When we were watching the first 2 episodes, sorry to call you out here, but you were definitely like, I don't know, there's not enough feelings. And I was like, I think they're getting to the
Episode 3
feelings.
happened, and I was like, oh, this is nice.
Well, now this is a good show.
So many feelings here.
And then you were in after that point. But the first 2 episodes, you were like, I don't know. It's true. There's also one scene towards the end where they're having sex. And you were like, wow, what a great lamp. And I was like,
It's true. It's at the cottage. It's
That
such
is-
a nice lamp.
it's so funny.
It showed up in a different show recently, and I was like, that's the cottage lamp.
You were watching this for different reasons than other people.
I'm very gay.
It's so funny.
I'm sorry.
It's really funny, and the people needed to know.
Oh, wow.
That's very sweet.
It was a good lamp.
It was a great lamp. Everyone's using it in their shows.
Okay, so the books are sexy.
The
is what
books
we're
are very
saying, yeah.
sexy and very inclusive and open to the idea that everybody has different experiences with sex, and sex can mean many different things.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
At some point, I imagine that they're all still in the hockey league.
Yes.
They're all hockey players. Not all of them, but wait, hang on.
Yes. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yes. I will say. Well, one of the reasons that I think I like Heated Rivalry of all the books the most is because they're both hockey players, whereas all the rest of them are a hockey player with a civilian, essentially.
Yeah.
And there's not as much secrecy, and that's good because as the series goes along, Reed makes it so that the league is more inclusive and people are more
that's
open to
nice.
that.
Yes.
So like that's all very nice, but the longing, everybody, I want some more yearning.
I love a good yearn. I
Yeah.
can't get enough of a yearn.
Well, this series has yearning. It has like hurt comfort stuff going on at one point. Like it's got all the fan fiction tags.
Yeah, it's true. See our fan fiction episode for more on that.
Yeah, Alpha Omega I've seen come up into the comments in terms of the internet stuff on the
really?
show. Oh yeah. In one of their interviews they talk about it. It's like a web search about them.
I am not surprised. I don't know why I sounded surprised. Horny internet will horny internet.
Horny internet will always horny
Yes,
internet.
100%. Okay, can we talk about the hockey part of the gay hockey show?
Sure, yeah.
The best we can. Because I think it's fair to say that the three of us are in no way the experts. I'm so sorry if a jockless is listening to this show, but based on our comments and our general fandom, they don't.
Hi, that's rude. I know a lot about hockey based on the Mighty Ducks series.
Okay.
You
Yep.
know this.
Yeah.
Knuckle pucks, lassos.
I think it was the Winter Olympics in, I don't know, the early 2010s, whenever that was. That was when I found out that hockey only has 3 periods. Like it was coming up on the end of the 3rd period and my coworker was like getting real excited and I was just like working. And then the
whole
game was
other-
over and I was like, oh, they're not still going.
But what about the 4th quarter?
That's so
And she says,
funny.
she was like, they're called periods. That's why there's not 4 of them.
It's not quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if I confidently would have been able to say that prior to you giving me that fact. So here we are. Okay, but they had to recreate an entire hockey league. And
Right.
they had to at least pass off this as a convincing hockey league and these as convincing hockey players. In the behind the scenes of this, like, what did it take to do that?
Oh boy. I mean, I think the key is don't show very much hockey.
Don't
Yeah, that's
show.
it. Yeah.
And a lot of close-ups.
A lot of
And a
close-ups.
lot of people sitting in penalty boxes where they don't have to play or skate.
That's right. Yeah.
And like the show kind of pretends that there's like only 3 teams in this league. There's more, but we only really see 3 of them.
Yeah.
We get Toronto, Montreal, and Boston. Oh, sorry, we also eventually will get Ottawa.
Yeah. And I'm sure that's a budget thing.
Yeah. This was made for a toonie and a dream,
Absolutely.
if anything.
I love
Yeah.
that in this, there's also, we're in a league where only the Canadian teams are the ones that really matter, or one that's not that far from Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I guess Montreal and Boston have a rivalry in real life? Hey, sure. Why not?
I'll
That
take it.
sounds right.
You're both elsewhere.
I know Toronto seems to have a rivalry with everybody.
With everybody.
It's true. It's true. The rivalry of they win and we don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, I mean, hockey is incidental. Hockey is the setting; it's not the plot. Yeah. So, like, even in the scene where like Shane gets injured, like the editing there is doing a lot of work.
A lot of work. Yeah, there's some people skating for him, I
where
suspect.
like it fades to white, and then you just see like the camera passing by the ceiling of what you assume is a hospital, and your brain fills in the rest.
It's the magic of
Hey,
movies.
honestly,
you know?
sometimes when you have no money, the solutions you come up with are better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I genuinely think so.
Yeah.
Like some of my favorite shows in the world have no money and you can see it, but the storytelling it has to be better as a result
Yeah,
of this.
exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
those limits work really well. But also, I think they did a lot of work to make that it feel like a convincing hockey league. Like I read a quote from someone that was like, "We wanted to make sure that if the husbands of the people watching this show walked in the room, they would think their wife was watching hockey." And I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they're in uniforms. They're on ice. It looks like hockey.
It
Yeah.
does look like hockey.
I think this was the costume designer who was like, we were trying to make it as accurate as possible.
Hannah
you know?
Cooley, another Torontonian,
Yeah.
used to be in the improv scene.
Well, and our producers are saying, like, clearly Jacob Tierney wants to make more hockey shows because they've probably bought a hockey rink at this point. Just
Oh, yeah,
for
because he does
filming.
Shoresy as well.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
another one of his shows,
Yeah.
which is another hockey show. Does he love hockey? Do we know?
I mean, I think just if you're making Canadian content, that's a very easy way to be like, a lot of people will like this.
Yeah.
That's true.
Money, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
a very good point. It's a very
so
good point.
simple here. Great. I also know that like the 2 men, Hudson and Connor, the 2 leads, aren't really skaters. Like
No.
my understanding is leading up to it, Connor's story used to have to travel to the valley from where he lives in LA just to go practice skating so that he could be somewhat convincing as a hockey player.
Oh, that's very cute.
Yeah.
I tried figure skating as a kid, and the skates just hurt my feet too much. I don't
It
understand.
hurts the ankles.
Yeah.
My poor ankles.
Oh, yeah. I have ankles made of porcelain, so it's probably good I got out of
Yeah,
there.
no, you simply cannot then.
You
simply
will
cannot.
not be in season 2 as a skater. I'm sorry, Kat.
Yeah, apparently if you look really, really, really closely, all the hockey teams were all of the hockey teams because they only had so many skaters.
So they would just put a new uniform on
that's
them
right.
and have them be in the background?
Yeah, I mean they're all
love
wearing
that.
helmets, so you can barely tell.
clever.
But it's like it's very funny when you think about it. It's like these are the same hockey team playing each other over and over again.
Any scene of this show that has extras in it, I'm just like, oh, this was an expensive day for these guys.
Well, they have people in
Totally.
stadiums. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this was a hard day for you.
Yes. Episode 5 of the show ends with the characters from that 3rd episode. That's really the first book. They kiss basically once one of them wins the Stanley Cup.
Is it the
And
Stanley? It's not the Stanley
It's
Cup.
not the Stanley Cup in the show, but
It's
you
the
know,
Stanley
it's
Cup.
the
I know, but
Stanley Cup.
I want to remember what the name of it is.
the cup.
The
Yeah.
cool cup for guys.
The cool gold cup, not the silver cup.
But like in that one, when he's like waving to Kip to come down, I was like, there's so many extras around him. Because every other hockey game, they show somebody in the stands. I'm like, nobody's going to this game.
Nobody there.
Nobody is going at all.
So funny. So funny. We can't just look away.
The major hockey league, they're not doing well.
So
And
funny.
of course, as someone who from Toronto, like you said, like we know people on the show, and also having lived in Hamilton, I recognize a lot of the filming locations.
Yeah.
And And also, we're Canadians and we have like an underdog complex, and it's just nice seeing people recognize that we make good stuff.
And every time someone says it's an HBO Max show, there's like 100 Canadians going, "It's Crave, you assholes! It's Crave!"
It's so funny.
We don't have
funny.
much.
We don't have
just
much.
Let us have this.
Let us have the gay hockey.
Like we thought Orphan Black was the best that was going to happen for
Yeah,
us.
yeah, the
possibly
gay
forever.
clones. We had the gay clones
And no holes went into anything
No
on that. Or nothing
holes.
went into a hole.
that we saw on camera.
It only implied holes.
It did imply holes. It implied holes.
And granted, the show implies holes as well, I guess. So I should be
shows a-
knocking Orphan Black for.
But it's on screen even if it's not visual on
Yes.
screen. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know? You know what I mean.
Yeah,
We all
yeah.
know
There's
what I mean.
writhing bodies happening.
That's right.
There's a modesty cover.
Yeah,
happening.
exactly. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about these two stars because these guys have like gone from relative unknowns
Yes.
to being on late night to doing Vogue photo shoots to
Yeah.
presenting at the Golden Globes. What is the trajectory of these two men?
Boy, I hope they're okay.
I
like, oh man, fame is not easy, and I hope they're doing okay.
And
like,
fast fame.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this is bonkers how
This is-
how fast this happened.
Overnight.
Overnight, and like clearly when they started doing interviews, there had been zero media training whatsoever, which turned out fine and actually hilarious. But
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, nobody was prepared for that. Like, what blows my mind is just not only how unprepared, but how non-reactive so many things are. Like Canada Dry hasn't done anything.
They have now. They've
Have
tweeted.
They, now?
They
Okay.
finally tweeted about
finally.
it, or X'd or whatever it's called.
What about Big Tuna Melt? Have they reacted?
But like,
I mean, the book was written with a generous grant from Big Tuna.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I was
That makes
driving
sense.
down the QEW here in Toronto, and there was a billboard for the Muskoka region says, "Come to the cottage." This was yesterday, and I was like, "How did you move that fucking fast, Muskoka?"
That's impressive.
like in the font that Heated Rivalry's logo is in.
Good.
I also love how much Canadians fucking love when we have a cottage joke. Like this reminds me of Baroness von Sketch. We're at the cottage.
cottage.
Like that became viral, and I think some people don't even know where it's from now. And now we have this. I'm like, this is Canadian culture.
Well, and it is because like outside of Canada, it's like, oh, we'll go up to the cabin or like the
Hamptons.
Yeah, the winter house or something like that. And so bringing cottage culture to the rest of the world. We're civilizing them one cottage at a time.
100%.
But yeah, so for these two stars, having been completely unknown, and now they're out in front of everyone in these interviews, like. What do we do? How do we help them?
So this was basically Hudson Williams' first role, essentially.
First ever.
For the most part, like
Yeah.
probably smaller maybe student films or something.
Wow.
Connor Story, I hadn't realized I had seen him before when my I Hate It But I Love It co-host Jocelyn Getty and we went to go see Joker Folia Duh.
Oh, no.
And in that movie, Connor Story plays sort of like this nameless guy that at the end it is heavily implied becomes the real Joker. And apparently when he was on set, there were like so many secret meetings, and then the movie came out and nobody cared. And so it was kind of like he kind of was like, oh, okay, that's it. All right. And then
so
went back
funny.
to auditioning. And Connor Story, I think, is incredible on the show. They're both wonderful, but I think he just sort of edges out Hudson just very slightly.
He does some very impressive work on many.
Yes, there is a scene in the 5th episode where his father has died and he's grieving and he's on the phone with Shane and just in Russian says everything that he's feeling, and he acts it so beautifully. And
he doesn't speak Russian.
he does not speak Russian. He was fooling Russian extras on the set, and people who speak Russian think his accent is incredible. There's like minor errors. I think I heard that it's like he would probably call Svetlana Sveta instead of Svetlana, but like minor errors like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, great actor, and like his face looks different all the time, and I'm like, how
face
is your
looks different?
Like he has a very versatile face.
Connor Story, the actor on all these shows, looks different than Ilya Rozanov.
I don't know how that's possible, but they look like each other. Yeah. Because they're the same person,
Yeah.
but I don't know how that's possible because they have different faces, even though it's the same.
Yeah,
guy.
like it's like he puts on
God.
his Russian face, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know if he holds his mouth differently or
I think
what.
he might to keep the accent in the right place.
Yeah, because he learned that. My understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that he learned that in 3 weeks.
very quickly. Like they had probably less than a month from casting to filming.
Which is crazy.
Astounding.
Oh my
Because like
gosh.
when I watched that scene, it was so comprehensive. Like it's such a long monologue. I was like, "There's no way on earth in the time frame that I know they filmed this. There's no way on earth that guy did not speak Russian."
And he does it.
I was truly shocked.
I know. Yeah, incredible work. I can't wait to see what other stuff they're gonna be in. And like they have such great chemistry. And I want to really shout out Hudson Williams as well. Like his performance is a little bit quieter than Connor Story's because Shane is a much more like interior character. And having seen Hudson Williams do interviews, I'm way more impressed with his performance. Because on the show I was like, okay, he's all right. And then I saw how he actually acts, and I was like, oh man, you're very good.
I was the same because like, and the character of Shane is autistic, canonically autistic, and he does such an incredible job on this show of portraying that without highlighting it.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
It's not something that they feel the need to address in the show up to this point. But yeah, seeing him in an interview afterwards, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I thought he was so boring on the show, and I was like, oh no, that's a character choice.
Yeah, Shane isn't a very flashy character in the way that Rosanov is. But yeah, he does such a great job. And the scene when he's in the hospital after getting hurt during the game, and Hudson plays it as like a little bit doped up and excited to see him, and it's very good. You're like, oh, okay, like you actually have skills. It's just that your character is very reserved.
Yeah, you've got a range. Just your character doesn't. I honestly didn't have the same reaction. I was like, that's a hockey player. I actually was impressed with the fact that they allowed a character to be that reserved, because I was like, that's accurate. I don't know if you've ever heard a hockey player speak, but they all fucking sound like that.
I will say the scene when Shane is doing the TV interview in French, I was like, oh, I've seen this before.
100%.
Of just like a guy giving the most generic response of like, yeah, we tried really hard, and guess we did it. And they're like, great, thanks. Love it. Love it.
100%. In that respect, this is our Ted Lasso. Of like,
Absolutely.
Look, there's that thing that we all see on screen.
There's a director's cut of Ted Lasso I urge you to seek out.
Oh, really?
No.
I fully believed you.
I was in. It's like we're watching that when we go home.
More feel good?
Yeah, how many more feelings can you get per episode?
In a way.
At least 7.
At least, but that's a maximum.
Yeah.
It's just Jason Sudeikis just smiling, then crying, then smiling, then crying.
Honestly, by the 3rd season, it was basically that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, so Tyler from Patreon said, as I was watching the first episode, with most of the aggressive courting actions I have ever seen, courting actions, really love that, Tyler.
That's beautiful. That's more episode 3 talk, but no, we'll take it.
I was contemplating whether this show would fly at all as a hetero relationship. What do you think?
Well, I mean, she wouldn't be in hockey is the problem, so there's no real secret there unless it's like she runs the protest group against hockey. Like,
the stakes would.
Yeah, you can't really do the stakes.
Yeah,
and like
PWHL, it could be the women's hockey
league. Right, but then there's no homophobia.
That's true. They're all
there.
So gay.
Like I'm sure that they fall in love all the time and are making it. And I think like there is a female soccer player who came out by kissing her girlfriend after her team won the championship.
Get it, girl.
Yeah,
Get it.
I think we talked about this vaguely via text, but it's just like that's not a show.
Yeah, no, that's just what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it is a show. It's just a very different show.
Yes.
It's not the yearning show so much as it is, or at least not the like being in the closet.
Yeah.
Because the homophobia is just not present in the same way up into the point that Team Canada's captain and Team America's captain are married.
Yes.
So it's like different show.
Different, yeah.
Not a show, different show.
Very different show.
Yeah, I will say that my one complaint with the Heated Rivalry story, and I understand why it goes this way, which is that once Scott Hunter from the 3rd episode comes out, the book and the show, they're kind of like, well, yeah, but we're both that's different. We both can't come out, and I understand that it's a different thing, and there would be a very quite an uproar about this. But I was also like, but what are the rules around it, and like what would happen, and like why. Like, why don't you? I wanted them to just sort of explore the thought of experiment of like what would happen. And I mean, there is a sequel, like one of the books in the series is a sequel to this called The Long Game that gives them a slightly more definitive happy ending.
Okay.
But so like you get a little bit of that, but I wanted that here.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting. It did get me thinking about like you don't maybe in the women's league you deal with this, but you don't often deal with people on opposite teams dating each other, and the question of like, does that complicate the ethics of things?
The
like,
mom even asked, like, you didn't throw any games.
right, exactly. And I thought that was an interesting point of like, oh yeah, I guess that would be an interesting conversation to have, you know?
But yeah, like if the head of Team Canada and Team USA are married, clearly they've figured that out in some sports. So
Clearly.
like,
Yeah.
let's just do it.
Like, I imagine if you're in competitive sports, you are competitive.
Yes.
And there's no way in heck you're going to let, like, Kaya, I love you
Yes.
to the edge of the earth. If we are playing a sport against each other, I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
going to destroy you.
Babe, you don't let me win board games.
Yeah. Well, you should try harder.
And I don't want you to let me win because that would be a weird thing to do to an adult.
I'll be like, it's okay. You can have this one.
And I think that's one of the things that is so great about this is that because these two guys are like the best guys in the league, like they like playing against each other and they respect each other. And I think that's a big draw of this series and the show is that like you don't have any like patriarchal baggage coming in. I mean, you obviously do, but not in the sense of like when you have a heterosexual relationship and it's just like these two are actually equals in most ways.
Yep.
And what is their relationship like, which is very refreshing from a woman's point of view.
Yeah.
So that's very nice. There are also women who might have some trauma around watching romances between a woman and a man and don't want to be able to see themselves in the story but still enjoy it. And so that's why it appeals to them.
I was going to ask because like it seems like the demographic for this is like a lot of straight women. And not exclusively by any means. It's appealing to a lot of people. And obviously there is a contingency of the gay community that is also rabidly fans of this.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew Wheeler. But yeah, I feel as though it's interesting that such a vast part of the fandom is straight women.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, straight women live in the world right now and have seen
Yep.
what real men are like.
Yeah.
And it is nice to read about even pretend men who maybe don't have it all figured out, but are trying their best and are respectful and want to make the world better for other people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why I think a lot of what people are appreciating, that this is just like a very lovely love story where people are nice to each other and they want to support each other.
Yeah.
And even with the subject matter, we don't have to deal with the bullshit that comes with it sometimes.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, and also just like learning to communicate how they're feeling as they're
Yes.
figuring it out.
Yeah.
How refreshing is that to watch
Right?
them be like, look, you can't pretend you're not having feelings. Imagine a man said that. Imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's a beautiful way of seeing this masculinity that is very like loving,
Non-toxic, yeah.
non-toxic, very open, very connected.
Yeah, emotionally healthy men are very appealing.
We like them.
We like them, and like I guess like there is like the argument like, oh, but like if they're ugly or whatever, so I guess it could be argued like, yeah, okay, yeah, they are hot. I'm not denying that.
They
They're
are
very
all
good
very
looking men.
hot,
But
yeah.
I know a lot of really shitty hot men, and I am much more interested in seeing vulnerable, emotionally healthy, and not imperfect but trying men, and real world men. Give it a shot. See what happens.
Yeah, I swear it's gonna go a long way. I promise you. You won't even have to have sex with another dude.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
You don't
Be
have
shocked.
to. Nothing even needs to go in a hole.
That's right.
Unless
exactly.
you want it
Unless you
to.
want it to.
Yeah, just in a net. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, there is hockey on the shows, but nothing's perfect.
This show has already been greenlit for another season.
Yes.
What do we have to look forward to as non-readers of the book? Or like, do you know anything about?
Or what do you hope it'll be?
I know as very little because
Yeah.
but what I think Jacob Tierney has said, like, he doesn't want it to be like 2 or 3 years, but he also wants it to be good, and he hasn't written anything yet, so wants to take his time to make it good, but so it'll be a bit of a wait, but not hopefully we're not getting into Stranger Things territory here
Lord.
or anything.
I mean, if they shot this in 30 days, then they could do it in 60, and it would still seem
Be like, wow, this slow,
luxurious.
beautifully paced show.
Yeah.
You've done an excellent
100%.
job.
Yeah.
My understanding is that the next season is going to be the the long game, the sequel to this book, but similarly to the first season, sort of sprinkling in plots from the other books.
Cool.
I don't know how that's going to be set up. And then yes, they announced another book in the series, which is what happens after the long game to Ilya and Shane, and I can't wait.
So that's nice because like unlike Game of Thrones, you like the book will be there for a third season.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's really
absolutely.
neat.
That's so nice to know that you can get into something and then more content is going to come for you shortly. Like, that happens so rarely when you fall in love with a show and they're like, well, it's canceled. And you're like, fuck me.
Well, and I also love that my hyperfixations of the last year are like authors who write very quickly, who clearly like have to write, like they can't not do it, which like I am not like that. I'm just like, how do you get yourself to sit down and write a single word?
Yeah.
But clearly like this and the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, which I've gotten very into, clearly both Rachel Reed and Matt Dinniman are just like, when you don't see me, I am writing all the time and I will have another book out in 6 months.
That's truly crazy.
And I love it.
It's amazing.
How is Rachel Reed taking all of this?
Oh, I mean,
That must be surreal as someone who has a 6-book series already.
I mean, I think since the show started, they've sold over 600,000 copies. The physical copies are out of print. I only read them because I got the ebooks.
Get it, girl. Get it, girl.
Get it, girl.
Yeah, like get that bag.
Get that bag.
And like she clearly figured out like a setting and sort of theme that worked really well for her. She clearly enjoys it. She's very good at it. Yeah, I mean, people think that like smut is very sort of just like flighty, but it's hard to do well, and and difficult to do in a way that's like, oh, I'm turned on, but also enjoying reading a book.
Yeah.
Totally. And if you want proof, pick just a random thing on AO3 and then see how hard it is.
Right? Yeah.
You know? Like there's some bad stuff out there, and that's fine. That's what practice is for. You
Absolutely.
know? But yes, it's not as easy as it looks.
Also, my understanding is that this series began as a Steve Rogers, Bucky Barnes fanfic.
Yeah, of course it did.
I just imagined Diana, our producer, popping through the wall Kool-Aid Man style.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
What?
No,
Or I knew that.
That's not for the Rosanov Hollander relationship.
Oh.
That's for Kip and Sean Hunter.
Okay. Who's Kip?
I think Kip is supposed to be Bucky.
Bucky must be.
But he has so little drama and torture.
They're also hockey players.
Okay, I see.
AU. We're doing some AU.
You can just fill in. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's a very common sort of pipeline of somebody writes a good fic on AO3, an agent sees them and goes, you're actually pretty good. Do you want to adapt this for an actual book? And so then they adjust it, and then it's a real book. That's what happened with The Love Hypothesis, which was Rey and Kylo Ren fic to start out with.
Yeah, a big one we learned.
And
Beautiful.
it happens all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, fan fiction's a really good place to cut your teeth,
Yeah.
you know?
People love little girl, big man.
Yes, that's true.
We can pick her up. Excellent.
Yeah, perfect. We can work with
We
this.
can work with this.
We can work with
And then,
this.
but then here, when Rosanov picks up Shane, and I'm just like, yep, there it is. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
I love how Shane is such and this is where I think some of the queer community is like, finally. I love how Shane's like, I'm a bottom.
Oh, love it.
I'm a bottom. I'm the hole. He literally says that.
Yeah, I prefer being the hole over the peg. Love
Right?
it.
Yep.
Like, I am just like, that's cool. I have never heard someone say that on TV before.
Bless
Yeah,
you.
I really love that Rachel Reed's books. Kids like there's a bit of a stigma, I guess, around bottoming of just like, you're the one taking it, and Rachel Reed makes it clear like, no, this is a very empowering thing for him to realize, and also it's incredibly hot, and so she Rachel Reed just handles the sex scenes really, really well in this whole
Oh,
series.
the G-spot's there.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are you
Dudes,
thinking?
you're missing out.
Dudes.
I
Get
know.
on it. It doesn't make you gay.
I mean, all of this comes from also the dismissal of romance is that it's feminine.
Yes.
Romance is feminine. It has like a majority female audience, so obviously it's being dismissed as silly.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens when there's a majority female audience.
And then meanwhile, all these men are like, what does my girlfriend want?
I don't
Why is she so
understand.
mad?
the secret is there, buddy. It's right in front of your nose.
She never wants to sleep with me. you go.
Oh, she's watching her stupid show again. I'm going to leave the room. Like, just stay in the room or read the book
Yeah.
and you'll find out what she likes.
If only there was a clue. But sadly, there's nothing. She's impenetrable. Literally.
Yeah.
My bangmate is so moody. Like,
Guys, it was there all along.
Okay, we have to ask, what's the nerdiest thing you've done in relation to this fandom?
oh, God. I mean, I have done I've internet stalked in as not creepy a way as possible. I do like that while there are clearly people being creepy online, for the most part, the community has just been like, don't be weird. They are not their characters. They are not together in real life. Let's just support them and be nice, which is good. I think everybody should do that.
Totally.
Oh,
Yep.
let's see. Nerdiest thing. I mean, honestly, it was trying to convince my boss that we should try to get an interview with these guys. And
Where do you work again?
I am the deputy editor of a media outlet that doesn't exist yet. And I was like, this will be big. And then quite rightly, the publicist for the show was like, this is never going to happen.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm because I know at some point you were working at like a finance magazine, and the idea of you being at a finance magazine being like, we need an interview with Heated Rivalry
Trying to pitch this.
was very
be
funny.
like, what's the connection?
Yeah, no, that's what it was.
You're like, here's my angle. They, in the show, successful hockey players with a lot of money.
He bought that cottage.
They've been talking about doing this investment scholarship.
Yes.
How did these characters get their cottage? The actors tell us.
We will never see that content because they have press requests out the wazoo, and I will never see them.
Cowards.
Very fair.
Cowards. Get that content for us.
I will say in the finale when they walked in that cottage, I was like, hot. This whole cottage is hot.
cottage.
This is cottage porn.
The lamps alone.
And I mean, for non-Canadians, if you don't know, like a cottage could just be a mansion that's in the woods.
Yep.
My sister and a brother-in-law just bought a cottage, and it is bigger than the house they have now, and their house now is no slouch.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
Cottage life.
the cottages they go to here is just like, oh right, hockey money.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
nice.
They vary, but I will say the experience of being in a cottage, that was accurate. They're like, we're just gonna sit in front of this fire and listen to loons.
And talk about our dead mom.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that's the cottage, all
Classic
right.
cottage times.
Yeah, and I also thought like they did such a great job of both of Ilya and Shane being so different, but also both feeling like hockey players.
Yes,
like
totally.
Shane comes from like this loving family but clearly like supported him, and he was a hockey family, and they went to all the competitions. Whereas like Rozanov has like a really shitty family, and hockey was probably his escape, and all this stuff. And I was like, I totally believe those two people exist.
Yeah, totally. It does feel sort of authentic to hockey experience. I say from a distance.
You know, well, I'm the
to a Tim
commissioner of
Hortons.
hockey now.
Speaking of hockey,
Yes. So we have a little mini game for you because, as we all know, this show is first and foremost a hockey show. So it's fair to say that as a fan, you now know a lot about hockey. So I'm going to name some hockey terms, and I want you to tell me what they mean, or if you don't know, make something up. Okay. Grinder.
That's the app they use beforehand.
It is a player valued more for hard work and checking skills, especially along the boards.
Is that what they call it?
straight men can't be just throwing that out.
Right?
I was like,
Come
there's no
on.
way. Guys, you exist in the world.
Come on.
You have to know.
A one-man advantage.
Oh, is that what, like when one guy is in the penalty box and so the other team has more guys, so it's a power play?
Ding, 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 ding.
I know hockey
term.
stuff. Yeah.
All right, checking from behind.
All right. I don't know.
Kat's in, and she doesn't know for what.
I don't know, but yes.
I don't know what it is, but I'm in.
That is the act of hitting an opponent from the back when they are unaware the hit is coming.
I do like
a la
that.
Shane Hollander.
Okay, what about hockey butt?
Is that just you play hockey so much so your butt's a bubble, like Rosanov's?
That's
Yep.
exactly right.
Yep.
And everyone being like, drop the glute routine.
We need
Drop
it.
He has a great ass.
Yeah.
Great ass.
I actually did change my squat routine as a result of him saying something about it.
Well, I hear Hudson was talking about how throughout the season you see his butt get bigger because at the beginning of shooting he hadn't done as much working out.
That's so
so
funny.
his butt gets more hockey butt.
That's so
as it goes
funny.
That's like in the movie The Guest starring Dan Stevens. At the start, he had just come from filming a movie where he had lost a ton of weight. So for most of it, he's in like clothes covering him, and then he was just working out the whole time so they could do the
Whoa.
shirtless shot on the last day.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
You got to get there somehow.
I'm so envious of men building muscle that fast. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Fuck.
All right, spearing.
Do you stab somebody with your hockey stick?
Very, very close. It is the act of jabbing an opponent with the blade of the stick, which is a double minor penalty at minimum. And I know what that means.
Okay, what about catcher?
Is that just the goalie?
Sort of, yeah. It's the web glove that the goaltender wears on the hand
Okay.
opposite the hand that holds the stick.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, a power move.
Oh gosh, is that that's just what I do when I hit on somebody?
Yeah.
Smash cut to Craig being like, that is what we call it.
No, we call it a bone storm.
That's so funny.
In hockey terms, it's the act of using speed and strength to cut the net.
I like yours better.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, how about hooking?
I mean, I'm just imagining using the hockey stick, but like to pull somebody off stage when they're not doing well, like with like the hook on gong shows.
Yes,
that is what it is.
Honestly, it is basically that. But not for awkwardness and just for...
Not because their act is
Yeah.
not because Fozzie Bear is up there. Okay.
Yeah, because their stand-up is bad. You know that part of hockey where they do a song and
Yeah. And then someone pulls them off the ice.
Yep.
Shaft. You might notice a theme in the ones you've
No,
chosen.
I don't know. Dick joke here. I don't know.
Yep,
It
that's
is the
You
long
got it.
part of the stick that is straight and held by the player.
Oh, okay. That's very literal. I was
Yep.
like, it can't possibly be part of the stick. That's stupid.
You'd be shocked how literal these hockey guys are.
I'm very surprised that hockey isn't more metaphorical. Their prose it needs to be yellower.
Not enough whimsy. Not enough whimsy.
Look, let me in there. Let me in there.
Okay, on that note, what is a wrist shot?
Oh. I mean, is that just what Spider-Man does?
It is specifically when Spider-Man plays hockey.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah. No, that's one that involves using arm muscles, especially those in the wrist and forearm, to propel a puck forward from an open-faced concave part of the blade. Wow, very specific.
All right, what is sucker?
Anybody who goes to see the actual NHL?
Hey,
Roasted. Yeah, we're roasted.
You're roasted.
Yeah, I got you good fuckers.
You know how much you pay for those Leaf tickets?
Enjoy that melted ice because you're roasted.
You're roasted. It's too hot in here. Okay, gotcha. It is a player with a reputation for being easily intimidated and particularly for avoiding fights. And then the last one, butt ending.
These have to be made up.
Does like a butt ricochet off someone's butt into the goal and then the game is over?
Honestly, hilarious.
I wish.
I really wish it was that literal.
It is the act of jabbing an opponent with the knob end of a hockey stick.
Man.
Oh, the
Hockey's
butt
so
of the
gay.
stick. Okay, that makes more. I gotcha.
These are all so gay.
So gay.
Hockey,
So gay.
Yeah, gay.
Yeah, they're trying to pretend, but we all see it.
Yeah.
Should have leaned in earlier, hockey.
I mean, I think that is genuinely one of the things that makes me emotional about this show is that, like, there are guys out there, though.
Well,
you know?
I sent you a story today. A man who used to play in, I believe it was the minor leagues, he came out publicly because of this show. Because he was like, I've been living this life and it was so hard to do it in professional sports. And because of the show, I now have the courage to tell everyone that I am gay.
That's really
Well, that's
cool.
a start.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Like, it is crazy that there are no out hockey players because the number of hockey players makes that more than statistically impossible.
That's bonkers. And also just like the real NHL's official statements about this, because clearly people keep calling them for comment.
You're like, who's the gay?
And it
Who's the gay?
like, it's expected, but also just like where they're just like, well, there's many ways to get into hockey, and we're just glad you're here. And you're like, you could say the name of the show, you could acknowledge what's happening, and it's just them being like, we don't know what's happening.
This is not our wheelhouse. Help.
It's like when Taylor Swift started dating Travis Kelce, and all of a sudden a bunch of women were into football, and they're like, we're just happy you're here. And it's like, acknowledge the reason why. Just acknowledge it.
Like, are you really afraid that men are going to stop watching this because you acknowledge that gay people exist? Because these guys set their watches to the NHL. Like, they live and die by the NHL.
Yeah.
They're not going to go away because it's kind of gay.
Yeah.
Like,
That's like
breathe.
the whole thing of like, oh, well, the billionaires are going to move out of New York City because Zoran is mayor. No,
No, they're not.
They're
No,
not.
they're not. Yeah, absolutely not. What are you talking about?
It will not change that for you.
It's New York City. They're staying.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Where are they going?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Are you going to go to Hamilton, Ontario? I don't think so.
Where
but
are
Heated
they?
Rivalry will go to
That's right.
Hamilton, Ontario.
Hamilton, Ontario is a lovely place for half of the city. Half of that city is so nice and beautiful.
Yeah.
I lived in the other half.
Oh, if I lived in Hamilton, I would also live in the other half. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Kat, before we wrap up, is there anything about Heated Rivalry you need to get into the world? Let the people know.
Oh my goodness. I mean, this show has become my whole personality until I find my next hyperfixation.
Or there's another season.
So I am both sorry and not sorry about all the pain I inflict on everybody who I know who doesn't care about this show that I don't shut up about.
Has Craig watched it?
He has watched a few episodes and he's very much just like, I'm happy for you that you found a show you like.
That's nice in
Yeah.
itself.
Wait, how many times have you watched it? I feel like I should ask you this
I mean,
earlier.
at least 3. But it's hard to say because I'll just go over and watch certain scenes. And
yeah.
so, like,
Which
probably
scenes are
in
your
total.
favorite?
Yes.
It's the one where Scott gets the milkshake.
the hockey ones.
I mean, some days it's like, some days it's the one in the hotel room after Rozanov gets MVP, and then sometimes it's him confessing his feelings in Russian.
No, that is a great
And
scene.
both do it for me.
Yeah.
Beautiful scene.
Yeah, trying their best and going in holes. We maintain this rule.
It's all we want. It's all we want.
Yeah, that's all we want. That's all we want. All right. Well, excellent. At the end of every episode, we'd like to share our micro fandoms of the week, which we will do in just a moment. But before we do that, here are some other ways to connect with us. This show is always going to be free, but you can show your support in many different ways, including joining us on our Patreon page, patreon.com/thefandomshow, where you can get access to episodes early, submit questions, enjoy our monthly newsletter, and listen to our exclusive patron podcast, The Fan Club, where we watch movies one of us loves and the other has never seen. So please check that out. You can also find us on social media at Fandom Show Pod or at our website, thefandomshow.com.
Look, we have some merch. All of the t-shirts we said that Kat was making, if you really want them, I'm sure that we can find a way to make that happen. But go ahead.
Let's hear your demands.
Oh, no. I was just going to say that in the I High Bylight store, we do have a shirt that says, my kink is just adults trying their best. So
Hey, there you go.
So if you would like that, you can go get one.
Go get one at the I High Bylight. What's the link?
That's teepublic.hatelovepodcast.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get
buy
that shirt.
Go buy it.
If you want some of our faces on your stuff, go to thefandomshow.dashery.com. You can get our faces on mugs, t-shirts, whatever you friggin' want. You can probably get it. Also, please tell all your friends about us, whether they're nerdy, whether they're not nerdy. No matter, are they hockey fans? They might like this episode. Maybe not. We don't know, but tell them about it. And please, if you can get on your podcast provider of choice, principally Apple Podcasts, but all of them are wonderful. Do a little rate, review, and subscribe, because even a one-sentence review will help us get noticed out there. Weirdly, a show about everything is hard to get to bump up on different rankings. So let them know, let the people know you love the show. And that will allow us to keep doing this and have more nerdy fans out there. You can also find us on the From Superheroes Discord, where you can meet other fans or hit us up directly. And now for our micro fandoms of the week, we're going to start with you, Kaya. What are you enjoying?
Prestige TV, baby. I've been on a real pluribus kick, which
Yes.
I think I've talked about before.
As you are with Heated Rivalry to Craig, with all the facts, that is our house with pluribus.
I also love pluribus.
Yes, we should talk about it more after. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. Go watch it.
Yeah.
I went in so cold. I literally had no fucking idea what it was about. So good. This isn't the thing I was even supposed to talk about. I was gonna also talk about how we watched Adolescence recently, and I know we're kind of behind on the big hype about that.
Look, it's a very intense subject matter that I did not feel mentally ready to handle until
Totally.
after the Golden Globes, when it won a bunch of awards. And I went, okay.
Yeah. Okay, we should steel ourselves and watch this, but it is very well worth watching. It is just so well made. If you are a nerd about how films get made, the behind the scenes on how they made the 4 episodes that all have one shot each are incredible. So I'm really nerding out about that part specifically. It's a really wonderful show, really well made. But go watch the behind the scenes. It's amazing how they did this. Anyway, I like to refer to it as a trick shot of filmmaking. It's just like, what a flex. Steph, what are you nerding out about right now?
I am nerding out. I'm wearing a shirt of it for those who are not watching this on YouTube about a clothing line that my friend Phil has actually started. It's called No AI. And honestly, fuck AI. I hate it. And as an artist, it is actively taking things away from artists. So he has decided to he's not a designer in this respect, but has decided to create a bunch of digital art, sell it as clothing to try to push back against the infiltration of shitty AI art. So he's on Instagram. The shirts are great. I highly recommend them. They're also very soft and comfortable.
Yep.
And I just love the idea of telling everyone I don't like AI,
Yep.
both through my mouth and on my chest.
The two ways.
The two ways of saying anything. Kat, what are you nerding out about?
I am nerding out about a very specific targeting the algorithm did for me that, like, I don't know what the algorithm is seeing in me, but also I like it.
Oh my God, I cannot wait to know what this is.
Say more.
So this is a series of videos by a person. Their account is called the Pillow Fort System, and this is a series where your point of view is that you are an autistic mermaid who got caught on purpose and is watching her captors through the glass.
Deeply specific.
Go on. Specific. It's so specific. I don't know why I'm targeted, but I also don't mind. And it's a series where the scientist that you're watching, like, it's clear that over time the mermaid has, like, fallen in love with the scientist, can escape whenever she wants, comes back. There's a whole lore going on with it, and I love this whole series. I don't know how I got involved with this, but I love every one of it. So I recommend it. Go look up the autistic mermaid who got captured on purpose on TikTok.
Please tell me that's the whole, like, title of it.
The
Literal title of it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great. Yep.
Like the internet is
AI could never.
AI could never. I love that the internet is both a trash garbage place and full of such wonder and whimsy that you're like, where did this come from? How did it find you?
Yeah.
And it is exactly the thing you wanted.
Yeah. There's things of like, oh, one of the other scientists turned on a light that she doesn't like, and now all their experiments have gone wrong.
No.
But then they threw some shiny baubles in there, and now she's okay.
The content you didn't think you needed.
Right?
The content you didn't think you needed.
Oh my
That's
God.
so fun. Wow.
Wow.
And now I need to go look that up to see what
I
that's
just
about.
need to see.
Do I need to get a diagnosis of something?
That is between you and your mermaid.
Do you need shiny baubles? Do you want shiny
don't
baubles?
we all?
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Really.
Yes, we got shiny cat toys for our cats, and I love to play with them.
Yep, it's true.
Kat, thank you so much for being here.
Oh.
Where can people find you? What do you want to plug?
You can find me on most socials at Cat Angus. I also host a podcast called I Hate It But I Love It with my friend Jocelyn Getty, where we talk about movies and TV that we love and hate simultaneously. We just won a Canadian Podcast Award for Best TV and Film Podcast.
Which you can add to your collection of like 5 others.
We have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
We're very good.
You're really good. You're really good at what you do. Yeah.
Thank you. And both Kai and Steph have been on, so you should go listen to that
That's
episode.
true.
Kissing Jessica Stein. Oh boy.
What a movie.
Different queer representation.
And then I guess elsewhere, I mean, I do have a day job, but you can't see anything with it yet. So, so yeah, just do that. Just do that stuff.
Do that stuff.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much. Until next time, love the things you love and tell everyone about them.
Bye.
I feel revved.
The Phantom Show.
I feel a little
Thank you
drunk.
for letting me do that.
Yes, of course. I can't wait to find out what the next smut content is going to be.
I mean, I think it's going to be this for
It's
a bit.
earmarked. It's earmarked.
I know.
Oh my
This-
God.
we-
Just have me.
I'm coming to the cottage.